I need to tell you something that's been eating at me. On paper, I've achieved everything society defines as success. I've built a business, I make good money, and I have the kind of financial freedom people are told they'll only get after 40 years of grinding. But here's the thing, even with those numbers, when I look at the cost of basic survival housing, healthcare, and education, I realize the game is rigged. And before you think this is some humble brag, just hear me out, because if someone in my position looks at the math and says this doesn't work, then the traditional path isn't just hard, it's fundamentally broken for almost everyone. We're witnessing the systematic disappearance of the middle class, and Gen Z is the first generation to be officially priced out of existence. In 1970, the average house cost about 3 times the average yearly salary. Today, it's closer to 10. In some cities, it's 20. We are the first generation that is being priced out of our own future. Today, I'm going to show you the actual proof that the dream we were sold has been replaced by a subscription trap. This isn't about working harder. It's about understanding a system designed to keep you at zero. Let's look at the facts, because older generations love to say, I bought my first house when I was 22 working a part-time job. Cool, but let's look at the reality of 2026. In the 1980s, the median house price was around $47,000. Today, it's over $420,000. That's an 800% increase. Now look at wages. Adjusted for inflation, entry-level salaries have basically stayed flat for 40 years. Back then, you could pay for a year of college by working a summer job at a grocery store. Today, you'd have to work about 4,000 hours at minimum wage just to cover 1 year of tuition. That's 11 hours a day, every single day, with no sleep and no expenses. It's physically impossible. You aren't lazy, and you aren't spending all your money on avocado toast. You are living through the great decoupling. Productivity has gone up, but wages have stayed flat since the 70s. Essentially, we're working harder to buy less. So, what do people do? They take the loans. The average student debt is now $37,000, but it's not uncommon to see people owing over $100,000 before they even earned their first paycheck. You start your life in a deep hole, but there's a reason why the system wants you in debt from day one. It's not about education, it's about the handcuffs. It's about making sure you are too scared to ever quit. And I'll show you exactly how deep those handcuffs go in a second. It's not just inflation, though. You aren't just competing with other families for a home anymore. You're competing with multi-billion-dollar hedge funds. When big corporations like BlackRock are buying up everything, you can't outbid them. In some markets, these corporations are buying up 30% of all single-family homes. They don't want to sell to you, they want to rent to you forever. We are moving into a subscription economy where you own nothing. Your car is a $700 monthly lease, your music is a monthly sub, and now your shelter is a permanent rent check that goes up every single year. If you never own anything, you never build wealth. If you never build wealth, you're always dependent on the system. Think about the hidden tax of just being alive. In most places, you need a car just to participate in society. Between the payment, insurance, and gas, that's easily $1,000 a month. Then look at healthcare. The average premium for a single person is over $8,000 a year, and that doesn't even kick in until you hit a $3,000 deductible. It's a survival tax. You can't quit a job you hate because you'll lose your insurance. You can't take a risk and start a business because you have no safety net. You aren't a citizen. You're a long-term subscriber to your own life. This is where most people give up. They see the $400,000 houses and the $1,000 car payments, and they just doom scroll. But once you notice the handcuffs, you start looking for the key. I realized that if I can't win by playing their game, I have to find a different one. While big corporations are busy owning the assets, I realized we can own the cash flow. It's the difference between being a slave to a 30-year mortgage and actually having the freedom to live now while we're still young. The glitch is simple. You have to decouple your income from a traditional paycheck. If the system is designed to drain you through high entry barriers like massive debt, why play into it? The internet gave us the ability to build income streams that don't depend on a boss or a corporate structure. You have to find the gaps that the big corporations are too slow to see. It's about building a life that you actually own, rather than a life you're just renting from the bank. The truth is, the traditional path, college, debt, 30-year mortgage, and retirement at 65, is dead. It's an ROI scam. We aren't lazy, we aren't entitled. We're just the first generation to realize that the standard life is now a luxury good that the math no longer supports. But that's actually our biggest advantage, because when the old path is blocked, you're forced to build something better. I'm documenting my own exit strategy here because I want to connect with people who are done complaining and ready to pivot. You have to outsmart them. You have to recognize you're playing the wrong game and switch to one where you actually have an advantage. Drop a comment below. I want to know if you're seeing the same numbers I am.